Melissa is a ninth grade female student who has been referred to her school district's licensed professional counselor by a concerned teacher. The teacher reports that Melissa began the year with good academic performance that has sharply declined. Since the second semester began, Melissa no longer turns in homework and has been caught cheating on multiple tests. When confronted, Melissa expressed apathy and said it didn't matter anyway. She's been sent to the principal's office recently for spreading rumors about other girls, in addition to being on her phone and taking selfies during class. The teacher also noticed that Melissa's weight has decreased significantly since the beginning of the school year. As the mental health counselor for the school district, I will speak with Melissa and try to learn more about how she's doing and what support she may need.
Hi, Melissa. Thank you for meeting with me. I wanted to check in with you and see how things are going.
Is this about Miss Williams' test? I wasn't cheating.
No, it's not about the test, and you're not in trouble. I know ninth grade is a hard year. I can remember feeling overwhelmed when I was in ninth grade, and I was just wondering how you might be feeling now that we're in the second semester.
Oh, I'm fine. Can I go?
Well, Melissa, I'd like to spend some time getting to know you a bit. How do you feel about giving me 10 minutes before you go?
I guess so.
Okay, well, please have a seat. Can I get you something to drink? I have water and soda. There might be a donut from the morning meeting. Would you like one?
No, thanks.
Melissa, how are you feeling today?
Fine.
Things are okay with your classes?
Yeah, they're fine.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that your classes are going okay. How are things with your friends?
They're fine.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about your friends?
Like what?
Well, do you have any close friends?
Not really.
Friends can be tough. Do you have any people you talk to regularly?
I guess. There's some guys in 7th period I talk to.
Okay, so you have friends in 7th period. Can you tell me a little bit about them? What do you like about them?
We joke around and stuff.
That sounds like fun. How long have you all been friends?
Not that long.
Okay. Sounds like you're still getting to know them. Well, what kinds of things do you joke about? Do you have some of the same interests?
Not really.
Okay. What sorts of interests do you have, Melissa?
Normal stuff?
Like what?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'd like to hear 3 of your favorite things.
I don't know. I guess I like shows like American Idol, and I used to sing and write songs or whatever.
You do? Really? I love American Idol. Who was your favorite contestant this season?
I really liked Hunter. She was cool.
Oh, I liked her a lot too. Tell me what's some of the things that you like to sing?
I really like pop music, but I sing a little bit of everything. Well, I used to.
Melissa, well, will you tell me a little more about what you mean when you say you used to?
It's just that I suck at singing now.
Why?
I don't know. I guess because I can't be in choir anymore.
Why not?
I don't know. My parents aren't going to take me to my performances and stuff.
Why wouldn't they take you to your performances? Didn't you used to be in choir?
Yeah, in middle school, but they won't take me now. I know they won't.
It sounds really important to you. Have you talked to them about how you're feeling?
They don't care. No one cares.
Oh, I'm really sorry, Melissa. Can you tell me more about that?
Well, they just don't really care anymore now that they're getting a divorce.
Wow, that's serious news. How do you feel about them getting a divorce? I'm really sorry you're going through this, Melissa. I can only imagine how you must feel right now. If you'd be open to it, what do you think about us chatting more on your break tomorrow?
I guess that would be okay.
Okay. Well, thanks for spending some time with me today. I'll see you tomorrow.
What I notice in my interaction with Melissa is that she avoids opening up and demonstrates some anxiousness. Also notable is the news that her parents are getting a divorce. She doesn't identify any close friendships and has been reported for cheating on multiple tests. Even more concerning is her attitude that no one cares. As a 14-year-old girl having just entered high school, Melissa is dealing with a lot of physical, mental, and emotional changes. We know that timing and pacing of major life changes are of primary importance, and so I can identify Melissa as a student who may be at risk for destructive behaviors. Before our second session, I will go over informed consent and confidentiality as outlined in the ACA Code of Ethics, Section B1 and B5. I will explain that in some instances, I may not be able to guarantee confidentiality if there are any questions about her safety.
I mean, it doesn't matter because I'll never be able to be a music teacher. I don't even care anymore. I'll just get a job at the restaurant my cousin works at. It's not like I'll probably graduate anyway.
What makes you feel that way, Melissa?
It's just that everyone is way luckier and smarter than me.
It sounds like you don't feel like you have control over your own future. Is that true?
Yeah, nothing I do will change anything. Even my parents told me that.
What do you mean?
About their divorce, they said I couldn't change it.
Melissa believes she isn't good at anything and has even renounced her love of singing and songwriting. She no longer applies herself at school, not turning in assignments and saying that she's not as smart as everyone else. She doesn't believe that she has any ability to change her circumstances and takes no responsibility for her lack of friends and low grades, demonstrating both low self-efficacy and locus of control. Melissa has even accepted that her future isn't worth her trying and believes that because she can't be in choir this year, that her dreams of being a music teacher are unattainable. Her low expectations for future success have diminished her ability to actively engage with her environment, and she has embraced a negative outlook.
Melissa, your teachers are expressing more concern about your grades. We talked last time about how you can control what you do. You may not always be able to control the outcome, but you can control what you do. Tell me about your study habits lately.
I mean, what's the point?
Well, when we discussed your goals a few weeks ago, you said you used to have big plans of being a music teacher. A good education is important if you want to be a music teacher someday. I know you're capable of doing what you want to do.
Yeah, but I told you, I can't be in choir anymore. I don't want to anymore anyway. Those girls used to be my friends, but now they just make fun of my new style. I hate them.
Melissa, I can understand that you're frustrated with your friends. It sounds like you don't feel comfortable around them anymore and that they're saying hurtful things. How can you respond to the situation in a way that benefits you?
Well, they started talking about me, so I started talking about them too. And I hope they get what they deserve.
Okay. How has that benefited you, spreading rumors about them? I wonder if it'd be more helpful to shift your focus to making new friends. Can you find some people that may be more supportive to you?
Yeah, I mean, the guys I talk to are cool. Well, sometimes.
Can you tell me what you mean?
Well, a lot of guys like me, but sometimes they say stuff to me.
What sort of things do they say?
They talk about how sexy I am, so I've been trying to show more of my sexy side.
Okay. How does it make you feel when you hear them say things like that?
Well, at first it felt kind of weird, but I like it now, most of the time. Unless they start talking about how fat I am again.
Alyssa, these boys are saying that you're fat?
Yeah, sometimes, but the other day I overheard one of the guys say that Brandon might ask me to be his girlfriend, but only if I keep losing weight. I was going to ask my mom about getting me a gym membership, but every time I ask her something, she doesn't listen.
Melissa believes that she isn't important, lovable, or special. We see that she is looking for belonging, evidenced by her desire to be liked by the boys in class. Her attitude of apathy and the envy or aggression she feels toward old friends shows her low self-acceptance. Finally, the physical change in her weight and in the way she presents herself indicate that Melissa is experiencing low self-esteem. Several indicators for low self-esteem are present for Melissa. She has an unstable self-concept. Self-esteem is about optimizing positive feelings about self while reducing negative feelings about self. Individuals with low self-esteem are prone to commit immoral acts like cheating and dishonest behavior. Parent-child conflicts, like in Melissa's case with her parents' divorce, was a common predictor for low self-esteem when paired with depression. If Melissa develops depression, this factor alongside low self-esteem and family dysfunction could be a predictor of suicidal ideation. Melissa's behavior also indicates risk for an eating disorder. I'm concerned about Melissa and would assess her for depression using the Beck Depression Inventory and for eating disorders using the Eating Disorder Examination Questionnaire. In Melissa's case, there are many contributing factors to her decline in self-esteem. Her parents' failure to give positive feedback as they are not attending to their children, their failure to listen, failure to help Melissa adapt in her first year of high school, and allowing procrastination or neglect of schoolwork. Getting along poorly with the closest people in one's life is a primary cause for low self-esteem.
All they care about is their divorce.
When's the last time you did something together with your mom or your dad?
Mom took me and my brother to the movies last weekend, but Mom was texting through the whole movie and didn't even pay attention, and it was weird. When we got home, she yelled at my dad that he hadn't taken us to anything fun lately. It was like she only took us to the movies so she could yell at him about it.
Social factors like being publicly called out by her teacher for cheating reinforces Melissa's incompetence and feelings of low value. Additionally, her isolation from healthy peer groups at school, at home, and in the community also serve to reinforce the belief that Melissa does not have worth. Since esteem is closely tied to perceived evaluations from significant others, the quality of relationships is a crucial ingredient of self-esteem. Melissa is also receiving physical messages from kids at school and receiving criticism and judgment for her appearance, both verbal and nonverbal. As a result, her negative self-concept is growing. Finally, Melissa is influenced psychologically by focusing on social media standards of how she should look and dress. She's receiving misguided messages about how her looks are what makes her valuable. When I assessed Melissa, the results indicate that she is at risk for an eating disorder in addition to having low self-esteem. I know that I will need to have a conversation with her parents as well as the school nurse. During our next session, I sit down with Melissa and let her know that I am concerned for her health as a result of the assessment we did last time. I explained that I think she may be at risk for developing an eating disorder, and I explained a little bit about how serious that could become. I'm also concerned that she is struggling with feeling good about herself, and I think that is part of the reason she's been losing weight. I asked Melissa if she would like to continue meeting with me once a week. I explained that we will talk about what's going on in her life, how she's feeling about things, and help make plans for her to do the things that make her happy, like singing and songwriting. She says that she would be okay with that. I explained that one of the things I'd like for her to do during the week is to write in a journal about how she's feeling. I asked her to name at least one thing she likes about herself or one thing she's good at for each entry she makes, and that she can write as much or as little as she wants, as long as she writes something each week. Since she is a big fan of social media, I refer her to several trusted accounts that promote positive self-concept and goal setting. Finally, I explained that I will need to have a conversation with her parents about her risk for an eating disorder. Even though she's upset by the idea of bothering her parents, when I tell Melissa that she isn't in trouble and that I want her to be safe and healthy, she seems somewhat pleased with the idea. Knowing that I care about her is an important message that Melissa has been missing out on for quite some time. Since Melissa has a global self-esteem issue, I will work with her in therapy to help her construct a more positive self-concept. I will use motivational interviewing and a person-centered therapy approach that includes unconditional positive regard, empathy, safety, and allow her to express self-exploration and self-understanding. I will utilize tools like the Wheel of Wellness and the Significant 7 that focuses on perception skills and helps individuals cultivate health in various areas of life. I referred Melissa to our peer counseling program so that she has mentorship from an older student who can help her with a sense of belonging. I also encouraged Melissa to have a conversation with the music teacher to see if there's anything she can do to engage in the program, even if her parents do not bring her to performances. I will reach out to Melissa's parents and address the concerns I have about Melissa's self-esteem and her physical well-being due to her weight loss. I will ask about how things are going at home and express my empathy for the difficult divorce process, but I will be clear about how Melissa is being impacted and let them know that they have a huge impact on their daughter's current emotional state. I will explain what they can do to connect with Melissa, and I will also offer referrals to local licensed therapists for them individually and as a family. I will also reach out to my fellow counselors to discuss other intervention strategies that may be helpful for Melissa. It's important for me to also check in with the school counselor at her younger brother's school to inquire about his well-being. If the interventions I utilize are effective, I should notice that Melissa is reflecting on her thoughts and feelings in her journal and using more positive, motivated language. I should see improvement in her grades over time, especially as she is working with a peer mentor now, and would expect to see a gradual improvement in her eating habits as she becomes more healthy.